I've always thought that Fall Guys would make for a great game on Android, and today I can finally show you how to install it on supported Android smartphones and tablets. It took the developer so long to finally make this happen that I spent many hours playing a knockoff game called Stumble Guys. There's even another knockoff called Eggy Party, but I haven't played much of that one. However, now the Fall Guys game is officially available, and I can show you how to get it up and running on your device. This starts by first visiting the Epic Game Store website, and I'll have this page linked in the video description below so that it's easy for everyone to find. Once you're on this page, look toward the top and you'll see this blue install button. Let's go ahead and tap that. The website should then detect that you're on an Android device and present you with an install on Android button. So let's go ahead and tap that. And it's going to ask you if you want to download an APK file. This is what we want to do. So we're going to tap on the download button and let the website download that APK file. You can choose to open the APK file from within this browser, or you can open up a file explorer and then install the APK file that way. We just need to confirm that we do want to install this application. And then you should be able to find the Epic Games Store application icon either on the home screen or in the app drawer. Let's go ahead and open it up. We're going to allow that permission. You may be asked to log into your Epic Games account from here, but if not, you'll be taken to the actual Epic Store website. Now there are currently 4 different games and apps that we can install via the Epic Game Store application. So as of right now, finding Fall Guys shouldn't be that difficult. However, I suspect the library of games available here will begin to grow in the future. So you may end up needing to search for Fall Guys if you're unable to find it quickly. Once you have located it though, you're going to see an install button. Let's go ahead and tap that. It will download the APK file for the Fall Guys game, and then it will attempt to open it up. And since the Epic Games Store is its own app store on Android, we need to allow this application to install APK files on its own. Once that has been installed, again, you should be able to find the Fall Guys application icon either on your home screen or in the app drawer itself. After Fall Guys has been installed, we can launch it and then confirm that we want the game to download the additional files needed to play it. The amount of time this takes will depend on your connection speed to the internet. So let's be patient and wait while this does all of the work for us. Once the game has finished downloading all of the content to bring you up to date, you'll see it load like normal. We accept the terms of service, and now we can log in with our Epic Games account. If you don't already have an account, go ahead and create one from the website that I linked earlier, since it's free to do so. Fall Guys for Android has its own virtual button layout, so no controller is needed. Now, I have read that it does support external controllers, be it Bluetooth or USB. However, I'm reading that some devices are having difficulty getting it working properly. There are a few people who are able to jump and throw, but cannot grab while using the external controller. Others are reporting that external controllers only work within the controller configuration screen, and then as soon as the game starts, the external controller stops working. You can see not only am I seeing very long load times into the game itself, but I'm also having trouble just playing and logging in. So it's clear that Fall Guys on Android is in its early stages, sadly, with Epic Games and Mediatonic needing to iron out some bugs. On my second attempt, you can see the game and the level loads fairly quickly. There was a little bit of a wait, but for the most part, it loaded in just fine. You can see the controller works. The buttons work just fine. You can grab, you can push. And you can see the game does play really well on many Android devices. There are some that are reporting lag while viewing the busy map with lots of people running around, but they then say that the lag goes away when they look away at an empty spot of the map, which could be poor performance from the game itself or just the device that's not able to handle it. If you want, I could upload a performance test video for Fallout Guys using both high-end and mid-range devices if there's enough demand for it. So if that's something you would like to see, then let me know down in the comments section below. And please remember to like this video while also subscribing to the channel for more Android content like this.